Hello everyone, my name is Trần Thảo Hiền and my student ID is BABAIU24086 and I'm here today to present a case study of one of the most dynamic battlegrounds in the finance, mobile payment, Fintech versus bank giants. These presentations were prepared under the guidance of my lecturer, Miss Nguyễn Hồng Anh. So we will explore the intense competitions for dominance in the mobile payment industry. Here is a brief look at our content. We will start with an introductions and a brief overview of a case study, and then we will answering and explaining a few key questions, and finally we will summarize our finding in conclusions. In the introductions, our case study focused on the intense competitions between traditional banking institutions and a new wave of innovative fintech companies in the mobile payment space. This is a classic story of an established industries facing a tech-driven disruptions, and you can see illustrated on the slide. Traditional banks on one side and the fintech firms on the others are competing for the same customers. So next we will find the definitions of fintech. Fintech is the financial technologies. It is the use of technology to deliver faster, easier, and more efficient financial service and product to customers. Initially, many fintech companies serve as the bank user interface between customer and banks. They build a stick mobile apps that make managing money easier. They are essentially the digital front end that customer sees. However, their long-term aim is often to disrupt the dominance of banks by offering their own solutions, particularly in peer-to-peer mobile payment. In response, traditional banks and even large retailers are developing their own solutions to keep pace. Now we move to the overview of the case study. The mobile payment market is highly competitive. It's not just a fight between banks and fintech startups anymore. We also have global tech giants involved, all battling for market dominance, creating this superhero like clash you see on the screen. And then we will move to the answering and explaining a few key questions. First is what are three types of mobile payments and how do they differ? There are three types of mobile payments, which are universal proximity payment system like Apple Pay, Google Pay, and Samsung Pay, which can be used at many participating merchants at point of sale payment. Second is branded proximity payment system. They are reseller specific. The best example is Walmart Pay. They also use proximity technologies but only work at a single retail store. And the third is peer-to-peer payment system. These like Venmo, Zelle, and Square Cash allow individuals to transfer funds directly between users of the same app, typically using phone numbers or email. The second question is which age groups are the most likely to adopt mobile payment app and why? So the answer is millennials and Generation Z. They are naturally more comfortable conducting financial transactions on smartphones. The contract is struck, for example, in 2022, over 70% of millennial smartphone users use P2P mobile payment compared to only 38% of baby boomer users who often prefer traditional methods like checks or cash. Moving on, the next question is why have fintech startups had a hard time competing with tech giants? There are two major reasons, which is first, platform dominance. Technologies giants like Apple, Google, and Samsung dominate the field because they own both of hardware and software platform of smartphones. This makes their payment service like Apple Pay widely adopted by default. Apple Pay, for instance, was the leader in mobile proximity payment in 2022. And the second reason is scale and network effect. Companies like PayPal and Square operate large-scale online payment processing platform and apps that works on all smartphones. This scale leaves little room for smaller fintech firms to gain significant traction. And the last question is what is Zelle and why has it grown so quickly? Zelle is a digital payment service launched in 2011 that allows customers to transfer and receive funds. Its key feature is enabling near instant P2P transfers using just an email address or phone numbers. The reason for its rapid growth lies in its structure. It is convenient and trusted because it works directly with banks. It has deep interaction with bank service. Crucially, it offers free transfer between banks' accounts, making it widely accessible. It is essentially the bank's collective answer to the P2P challenge posed by fintech like Fimo. And the conclusions. To conclude, let's quickly summarize the key takeaway. We identify the three types of mobile payment: proximity, branded proximity, and P2P. We saw that millennials and Gen Z are the primary users. We also discussed the three major challenges of fintech startup in competing with giants. First is the control of ubiquitous platform. Second is the difficulty of matching large-scale payment operations, and the final is the need of safety and financial stability that banks inherently offer. And finally, the rise of Zelle, which is a digital payment having free payment and install transfer fund. The battle for dominance in mobile payment between fintechs and traditional banks remains one of the most exciting areas in modern finance. Thank you for your listening. I hope that you enjoy the topic as much as I do. Thank you and hope you have a great day. Thank you.